Welcome, you're watching the FNO show, and over the next 30 minutes I'll take you through all the action in the markets this morning. It's a pleasant morning to say the least. The markets have reacted to positive global cues and are trading firm as we can see it. The Nifty and the Sensex are both trading with gains. The Nifty, though, off its high point as we see it, 25,000 is turning out to be quite the level of resistance in trade today as well. Well, the broader markets are doing okay. The outperformance is coming in from that space this morning, but that's largely because that was one vertical that fell quite sharply, or rather one space in the market that fell quite sharply yesterday. Lots of movers and shakers. Stocks like Kalyan Jewellers, Electra, Green Tech, NBCC, Suzlon continue to trade higher in today's session. Well, we also have with us our analyst who will walk us through what the strategy should be. But just before that, a quick check on how the futures and the OI pictures playing out for the Nifty and Bank Nifty. If I can just get the Nifty picture, there you go. The Nifty futures trade at a premium, open interest clearly flat as we see it. On Bank Nifty, which has been struggling now for the last couple of months, continues to look not too great. While the futures trade at a premium, there's a decline in OI indicating that the upward journey still hasn't resumed conclusively, even though the number of bearish bets are at a 3-week record low on Bank Nifty. Well, across the broader markets, the universe looks quite exciting. You've got stocks like FTC that are up 12%. Keynes Tech started the day higher, but it trades now with a gain of 5.5%. Varun Beverages post-stock split is up 4.8%. Zomato, there's no stopping this one, 282 with a 4% up move today. Engineers India up 3.5%. Kalyan Jewellers on back of the upgrade trades about 3.5% higher. NBFC is also looking fairly well placed in trade. On the sell side, you've got a bunch of counters that are seeing pressure. Honasa on back of the block deal is down 5%. Prism Johnson, Raymond, E-Strip Planners, Devyani International are some of the other losers. And tech, the broader market tech names are struggling a bit this morning. A quick check on Tata Motors and Bajaj Auto, because those are the big talking points on the street yesterday. Tata Motors, after a 6% fall yesterday, continues to look weak today as well. So no low-level buying emerging just yet for the stock. Bajaj Auto, that had a strong run in trade on Wednesday, continues to add another 3%, so there's no stopping this one, at least for now. Well, we have with us Nilesh Jain and Shilpa Raut both joining in with their calls on the market and, of course, their strategies too. Shilpa, I'll go with you first. The Nifty is just being unable to sustain or break above levels of 25,000 conclusively. What is the trade? Do we have a trading strategy on the Nifty this morning?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me on the show. Talking about Nifty, we do see that, there is some sort of, a very aggressive profit booking happening at every rise from here. But we shouldn't forget that we have seen a massive 1,300 points rally from the lows of 24,000. So from there, if we see a 300 points of profit booking, I think this is only, not exactly a price correction, but it could only be a time correction, wherein this consolidation can continue to stay for a few more sessions before we see some new all-time highs ticking in. So Nifty, for me right now, I would believe it is only a trade, a sell trade would be recommended. If it breaches 25,000 and sustains for targets of 24,900 to 24,850. Not much of a downside play, but yes, intraday or a couple of day sessions trade can be definitely taken there on Nifty. Bank Nifty continues to remain sluggish. It is holding 51,000, but it is facing resistance at 51,500. So this 500 points of very tight range is there for Bank Nifty to play until and unless we see some decisive breach on either side to see 1,000 points move from there.
Bank Nifty, you need a decisive move on this one, and the Nifty as well, consolidating as we see it. Nilesh, do you agree? What are your thoughts on the Nifty and Bank Nifty right now?
Morning, Samina. Morning, everyone. So Nifty, if you look at what we are witnessing is kind of a sector rotation, and Nifty is holding on its gain, and it's well trading above its short-term and long-term moving averages as well. So 21 DMA, which is currently placed at 24,930. So that's the immediate support. Even if you look at the derivative data of the weekly expiring today, data suggests that 25,000 is a strike on the put side where the put writers are still very much active. And 24,900 is another strike where we have witnessed a fresh put writing. So looking at the overall data setup as well, we expect Nifty to witness a kind of a pullback towards 25,100 to 25,200. We are not expecting any major kind of rally as of now, but yes, some amount of consolidation is something that we are expecting in the range of 24,900 to 25,200. The approach should be buy on decline. And if at all we see any dip towards 25,000 to 24,950, that can be used as a buying opportunity. Because if you notice India Week's volatility index, which is constantly declining from past 3-4 consecutive sessions, and it is as of now is very much in the comfort zone for the bulls at 13 levels. So yes, it's kind of a buy and dip kind of market till the time we don't see any major crash.
So buy the dip, that's the strategy that Nilesh is recommending on the index. Shilpa, before I go into your stock picks, I'm perplexed by the rally Zomato has been witnessing. 282 now on the stock, 4% higher, volumes are also looking very healthy. Do you track the charts of Zomato, Shilpa?
Actually, Sonia, I only look after the derivatives market, so I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to comment on this.
Nilesh, do you track the charts? I know it doesn't exist in the option side of things, but on the charts, does Zomato look healthy if you track charts?
Yes, we do track this particular stock. Today, in fact, in last 5-6 consecutive sessions, we have witnessed good price action. Not only price action, but if you look at the volume activity, there as well, we have seen some volume participation. The momentum indicators and oscillators have turned positive. We have witnessed a buy crossover as well. So yes, structure looks very strong, and we can expect this rally and momentum to continue towards 290 to 300 on immediate basis. So if at all you see any dip towards 275, 270, that can be a good opportunity to go long. Keep a stick stop loss below 258. That's the 21 TMA for support for this particular stock. But yes, momentum looks strong for 290 to 300 on immediate basis.
Well, okay, that's the call coming in Zomato. It looks solid and well placed. It's been on a runaway in the last few days, but continues to look healthy. Shilpa, you want to talk about your trading strategies you're recommending today?
Yes, Saminar, I have one buy and one sell. The buy would be in Alchem Laboratories, Alchem 6500 call option. I have recommended also here in Prabhudas Leeladhar. In the buying range would be around 73 to 77. The first targets would be around 96. The second and the third targets would be 110 and 135 eventually. Although the price has run up quite a bit. It has made highs of 92 already. So on declines, if you're able to buy, definitely you can go for this with the stop loss of 50. The other one would be a sell in Ndtv. Sun TV is continuously facing resistance at around 807 to 810. So I believe that is a good stop loss, 810, and you can sell from here and look for targets towards 785 to 777.
Right. Nilesh, what about you? What are your trading recommendations today? You've got a few calls as well.
All right, Samina. So we are focusing on long side trades since the stock specific move is something that we expect to continue. So within banking space, Kotak Mahindra Bank, this particular stock is looking strong. Reason being today, first of all, technically it has given a good symmetrical triangle formation breakout with a buy crossover on MACD. Apart from that, a good amount of short covering is also happening in this particular stock. So if you look at all the large cap private sector banks, this particular stock is outperforming today. So we expect a follow-up move to continue in this particular stock towards 1865 to 1875. At current level, it can be bought with a stop loss below 1785. The another stock that is on the long side is Havells India. So this particular stock recently has witnessed a good momentum. And if you look at the derivative setup as well, today we are witnessing good amount of build-up on the long side. So yes, Havells can be bought, and we expect this stock to move towards a new record high from here. And the upside target would be 2045 to 2065. Stop loss can be placed somewhere around 1951.
Right. Shilpa, two other stocks, one on the long side, maybe one on the short. On one hand, you have Bajaj Auto that's just refusing to stop moving higher. And then you have Tata Motors that's not finding buyers even after such a big fall. On either of those stocks, do you have a strategy, or what is the advice for traders who've been long Tata Motors? Should they cut their losses or wait it out? And also, same question, if you're long Bajaj Auto, do you continue running your position?
Yes, definitely. If you're long in Bajaj Auto, I would recommend, to continue holding so because the targets of 12,500 is very much intact for the stock. It might take some time, but I believe this is a very good, stock to hold positionally as well. Any declines towards 11,500 is also a buying opportunity. Keep a stop loss at around 11,350 and stay long in Bajaj Auto. Otherwise, if you're already holding, trail your stop loss to 11,350 to 400 zones. The other one would be, in Tata Motors. Tata Motors is actually, has weakened down quite a lot right now. Trading below 990 right now is also a very negative trigger. From here, I guess the selling pressure can continue and aggravate towards 920 to 900 zones.
Nilesh, a couple of other stocks in the broader market that have been very active, and Suzlon, it's a screaming buy for a fundamental investor for sure, and even on the charts, the rally has been pretty significant over the last few days. Today, of course, it opened 5% high, has given up some of those gains as we see it. Does this become an opportunity to trade Suzlon?
So Samina, if you just pull up a multi-year chart since 2008, so it has given a kind of a big breakout on the yearly chart. So for the first time after 2010, the stock surpassed the levels of 81, and the structure still looks strong, and we expect this momentum to continue on the weekly chart. The stock has given a flag and pole kind of a pattern breakout as well. So yes, momentum looks strong, but since it's already up 9% this week, so better one should ideally wait for some dip towards 80 or maybe 78. That can be a good entry point. Keep a stop loss below 76, and this momentum may extend further towards 86 to 90 on in the short-term time frame. And from position point of view, the stock still has a potential to surpass 100 kind of figure that we expect the stock to surpass in the near term.
Right, that's the word coming in on Suzlon. Nilesh, I noticed you've got a constructive call on Kotak. SBI, anything on SBI right now after the big fall on Friday? It's not been able to do much of a, or rather on Monday, recover materially. Do you think there could be a trading bounce back on SBI?
Well, Samina, if you look at the daily chart, the stock is approaching near its 200-day exponential moving average that is placed at 759. So from current level, there is still some more room left on the lower side. So structure is looking weak. If at all we see any pullback towards 785 to 790, that might get sold into because the major undertone looks slightly on a negative side. Some kind of respite we might see that coming in near about its 200 DMA that is placed at 759. So at current level, it is better to stay away from taking any contra bet. We expect overall PSU banking space as a whole is on a negative side. So better avoid as of now.
It's an avoid on SBI. It's marginally higher this morning, but no material movement on it. Shilpa, some of these crude beneficiaries have done quite well on back of the recent weakness in crude, barring OMCs, which were the obvious, gainers in that sense. Anything on HPCL, anything on an Asian Paints, anything on a Seat or an Apollo Tires across verticals?
Definitely, the direct beneficiaries have been, benefited, and we've seen that massive run-up happening in all these flips. HPCL, BPCL, they've all done good. But if you look at Asian Paint, I guess the larger trade is there. So Asian Paint now trading above 3,300 and holding is a very positive sign for the script because it has always been in this range of 2,900 to 3,200. So the range breakout has happened and it is sustaining. So positionally from here Asian Paint can definitely do 3,750 to 3,800, 4,000 as well. So if you are already into the trade and you're holding, trade is stop loss to 3,200. I believe this trade should move much higher from here.
That's the call coming in on some of those paint companies that have been gaining pretty well in trade recently. ONGC, Nilesh, if you've got traders who've been long on ONGC at the early part of this month, stock's been reeling under tremendous pressure. Today there's a little bit of a recovery on back of crude recovering. At these levels, do you exit long traders to get out who are probably sitting on losses or wait it out?
If you look at all the PSU stocks, so recently we have seen some amount of selling pressure, and this particular stock ONGC, it has reached its important support of 50 DMA, which was placed at 315 now. So now the only support, as I can see on the chart, is coming somewhere around 270. The trend looks slightly on a negative side, no doubt about that. But since it has already fallen about 7, 8 consecutive sessions, so there could be possibility of a strong pullback, and that pullback may extend further towards 300 to 310. And if somebody is already holding the long position, I would advise to keep a strict stop loss below 270. And as of now, one can stay put for a pullback and may think about taking out the profit or exit near about 310 to 320.
Right, that's the word coming in on ONGC as we see it. Apart from that, it's now time to move on and take our queries from our viewers. Prashant from Bangalore writes in. He says he currently has Piramal Enterprise 1100 call at 12 rupees. Should he hold it or sell it? Shilpa, you want to help Prashant with his question?
Yes, definitely. I believe Piramal is looking positive. Yesterday also we saw some good amount of upside happening, but Piramal 1100 call option I believe is a very good strike exactly to be holding on. It is already trading at around 16.5, so the gains are already there. You can continue to holding so and look for targets of 23 to 28 from here. I believe Piramal can do 1090 to 1120 anytime from here.
Right. The next query is from Rajiv from Bhopal. He has PFC calls at 460 rupees calls of PFC at 46 rupees. What's the outlook on this one? Do you want to help us, Nilesh, with Rajiv's query?
It looks like he has bought in the money call. Currently, PFC is trading somewhere around 500 and 46 rupees is the buy price. Currently, it is at 45. So yes, if you look at the recent fall of last 5 consecutive sessions, I think there could be possibility of some pullback. So yes, he can stay put, keep a stop loss somewhere around 38 rupees in this particular position. And we expect PFC to witness some pullback towards 505 to 510. So ideally, in that zone, he might book profit. But as of now, he can stay put, keep a stop loss somewhere around 38 rupees.
We also have one more query coming in from Vivek from Pune. He has Nifty 25,200 calls at 95 for September 19th expiry. What do you recommend, Shilpa, Vivek should do, given that we've been unable to move higher or beyond levels of 25,150, 100? What is the trade call here? What do you recommend he should do?
Just a second. Yes, I believe if it's like the coming week expiry, not the current one. So I believe you can still continue holding. So it is trading at around 78, 79 rupees. Like we've discussed, Nifty does not much of a downside. 24,900 to 24,850. There's a cluster of supports right there. And even in all this chaos, 25,000 is not reaching very decisively. So I believe there are chances that we might see some short covering in maybe in the coming week. So in that case, this call can definitely reap some good gains for him.
That's the idea coming in. Hold on to it. That's the view coming in. Shilpa believes the downside on the Nifty is relatively limited from here. Well, just a quick one, and I just want to get a sense of buys in the pharma pack. This has been a hot space, and consumption as well has been in the hot space. Consumption today is trading slightly muted. Nilesh, do you think today could be a good day to initiate fresh longs, say on an ITC, a Godrej Consumers, a Marico, a Dabur? Because there is no runaway rally, and today's positive session means that these counters have taken a bit of a backseat.
Absolutely, Samina. So FMCG space as a whole has been on our radar as well. And today, yes, you have rightly pointed out, could be a good day to accumulate all the stock. So our preferred bet within this space is ITC, where we expect a kind of a momentum towards 525 to 530 in the September series. One can keep a stop loss below 500 because that's the very strong support for this particular stock. Apart from that, even if you look at counters like United Spirit, where we have seen good attraction, good momentum recently, and the stock is already trading at all-time high levels. So any dip towards 1510, 1500 could be a good entry point. Keep a stop loss below 1470. And on the upside, we expect further up move towards the fresh record high towards 1550 to 1600. So yes, these are a couple of stocks that we are eyeing on, and also Dabur that is also looking strong for 700 plus kind of levels from in the September series itself. So one can keep a stop loss below 645, and Dabur can also be added on dips.
Thank you very much, Nilesh, Shilpa, for joining us today and helping our viewers with their queries and also sharing your trading ideas with them. With that, we move on.